everything that you do is now with AI. AI is now a team member for you if you've got a chatbot that works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's an employee that sits right next to you. If your team is empowered with AI, your staff just doubles.
Hi, and welcome to Speaker Life TV. And have I got a treat for you? Today, we have a young gun from AI. We know that AI is the hottest thing on the market for speakers, coaches, and entrepreneurs, and of course, Speaker Life. But with me today is the amazing Matt Leitz. Welcome to the show, Matt.
So good to be here.
So Matt, AI is the buzz. Everybody talks about it, but let's talk about your venture into AI. How did you start?
I think like with most business ventures, it happened completely accidentally. Years ago, I followed a passion, invented a board game, and to invent this board game, I left a very successful business, with this dream. And when we started, I struggled really bad. I was, you can imagine like, sir, will you play my board game? And just wasn't getting anywhere. And then I hired who now is my co-founder at BotBuilders, Nick Frashon. And I said,
love Nick.
Nick's the man. And I said, hey, can you build us a chatbot? I keep hearing about this chatbot stuff. I was very reluctant at first because, we were very much a customer support company. And I was afraid that, the AI or the automation would take away from that. Little did I know that the chatbot and this early form of AI actually created a whole lot of real life connections. It brought more people together around the table to play games. And fast forward 7 years, here we are. The board game was an absolute failure. Lost a ton of money, which is hard to believe. You
failed forward, though.
I failed forward, absolutely. I say that it really takes a special kind of talent to fail in the board game business with a domain like boardgames.com, but I managed to do it. But from that, we built a chatbot. Facebook took notice of it, and next thing you know, I'm in Palo Alto, California. And we just started building these bots, and everyone that we built just became the best in its class. And here we are.
Well, and I can tell you guys that I actually have a chatbot with Matt, and Nick was amazing to work with. But I will say that your company is still very customer centric.
Thank you for that.
And one of the things that you talk about, which I love, is using AI, but keeping the human element. Can we unpack that a little bit?
Yeah, 100%. I think that there's this sense of, when you're using, AI tools and automation tools, it's to either replace people or to not have to communicate. And in a lot of situations, like if you're selling $5 widgets, obviously you want to have AI handle a lot of these conversations. But we work with a lot of, coaches, consultants, speakers. And, a deal could be worth, big money, $10,000 or more. And in that situation, you actually want to have more communication. So the key is more connection. So you get rid of the tire kickers, but you start those conversations and more importantly, qualify the right people so that when they get on the phone with you or with somebody on your team, they're already ready to go. And at that point, they've gotten to know you a little bit. And believe it or not, you can build tremendous rapport when you do AI the right way.
Well, and for those of you who don't know, I discovered Matt on Facebook. And first of all, your Facebook ads, first of all, I always click them off, skip. But
not my ads. You don't skip my ads.
No, I don't. All right. I love them. Yeah. And my husband loves them.
That's awesome.
And he hates everything. So, God, you guys are so creative when it comes to your advertising. Can we talk about that a little bit and how you've just leveraged it? You had 750 people on a webinar, which is unheard of these days.
Well, we run them, a couple times a day. So everything that we do webinar-wise is all automated. We've, at this point, just our most recent webinars already had hundreds of thousands of people view it. And to the ads, what's amazing, and this is, especially to those of you, speakers, entrepreneurs, anybody in the sort of educational space, really it comes down to how you got to have something that's going to grab people's attention, when you're advertising. And, everybody, when they come to me are like, hey, what tools should I use in AI? Or, how do I do this stuff? And when I say the first step is just thinking differently, because for the longest time, we were always restricted in terms of what we could do, and you mentioned the ads, like we've got ads where, we're interviewing robots I do love that one. Yeah. We've got an ad where we have an 3D animated character who we named Arthur Engelschmidt, or AI for short, and we're interviewing for him for a job. And we made those ads with an AI program that costs $97 a month.
Wow.
And it's just, the thing is that the number one skill that you can have right now with artificial intelligence is learning to think differently. So it's like for so many years, I remember when I started in the web business, it was like, even to build a website, you remember how just much of a struggle everything was. So you had to really restrict your thinking. But now, I mean, just about anything that you can imagine, you can make happen. So it's this wonderful opportunity for us to stop for a second and to actually get creative again. And I love that once a week we have a meeting. It's our creative meeting. We get in here, we just brainstorm. And it's almost like AI is not only helping us grow, but it's also making it fun again.
Well, you just took the words out of my mouth. I remember when Google and Facebook came out, and it was really kind of fun.
Yeah.
And you're bringing the fun back. And well, you're doing a great job. And I think that's really missing. Social media has gone so many different directions. They forgot about the fun and the social aspect. Yeah. So, and the fact is, yes, it's a commercial, but it doesn't feel like that.
Well, thank you for that. And beyond, ads is obviously a great use case and one that directly has made the cash register ring. But when it comes to AI, I think the important thing is just to really look at it and not think, okay, what tools do I need to learn? But just think, what problem am I trying to solve? Like, what am I trying to do? If you've got a business, and I've heard so many, one of the things that just really kind of grinds my gears is that when I hear these AI gurus talking about, hey, use this AI, so you can fire your staff. And I just think that's the absolute worst, because if you think about it, if you've got tools now that could potentially 10x somebody's output and quality, it's like, do you want to hire less people or do you want to hire more people? So we're on a hiring spree. We're growing as fast as we can. I mean, it just really comes down to how many good people can we get and then give them these tools. So if you really, stop thinking about, oh, I've got to learn this particular thing or that particular thing, and start going, okay, I can now do more things. I can tackle bigger problems. I can create more products. I can automate my support. I can increase my sales, by putting a chatbot into place. All of these things can really help expansion. So I just hope that people look at this, as the golden era, because, as we were talking about earlier, so many people hear about AI and they're a little scared and nervous. And I get it, And
it's got kind of a bad rap.
Oh, I mean, we all saw Terminator.
Oh, yeah. Skynet comes to mind. Yes.
These things, it's got the potential, but the reality of it is you or I are not going to control that.
Nope.
That's in the hands of much more powerful, wealthy people than us.
Yes.
So right now we have this window of time where, I mean, just imagine, if you can not only make yourself more productive, but everyone that you work with. And it's not, we're hiring, and even though our designers all use AI tools, we're hiring as many designers as we can, because we're like, oh, great, let's create a new product. I mean, we're launching an e-commerce site that creates, it's going to be beautiful, that creates AI art for your wall.
Oh, I love that.
And it's just, and this is a classic example of, you got a problem, you solve it, right? So we move into this new house. What do we put on, our kids, they're so excited to decorate their rooms. All right, well, what do you want, right? And then you go on Google and you're searching these things. And I just thought to myself, well, AI can make beautiful art. So now, our son's able to say, I want a red hard rock guitar. And my daughter's able to say, I want a rainbow unicorn kitty, right? And boom, AI makes them. Now they have their own original wall art hanging on the wall.
That is so amazing. So, Matt, how can, let's say, new speakers or new coaches, how can they really harness AI and really help them build their business without breaking the bank?
Well, the good news is anything that you do with AI is going to save money tremendously. I mean, there's very few AI tools. Even the most advanced ChatGPT level right now is $200. And just to give an example here, so AI it's taking the next step as we speak, as we're recording this right now. So if you're seeing this later, it's probably already there. Wow. But the next phase is sort of having this, referring to it as agents or agentic sort of, where instead of artificial intelligence, it's getting more of a general intelligence, meaning, hey, don't just help me, work through this thing, go out and do it for me. right?
Wow.
And so OpenAI, who created ChatGPT, just released Operator, right? And it's $200 a month, which I know that, a lot of people out there might be like, wow, that's so expensive. But,
Not
as,
really.
as a speaker and consultant, just imagine, and we just thought we'd put it to the test. And it's certainly not perfect, as with anything. And that's the thing to remember is right now, learn this stuff because it gets better. So it's so fast.
It's funny. I was a beta tester for ChatGPT, before it was released to the public. And let me tell you, they have come a long way.
It's like this. Look at video, for example. It was about 2 years ago that one of the first AI videos was released. I don't know if you ever saw it. It was Will Smith eating spaghetti, and it just became famous because it was like hideous and grotesque. And OpenAI just released Sora, which is, what it does, it's imagine that you just type in words and it could literally be as simple as cartoon elephant, eating cotton candy. And within seconds, you've got 10, 15-second clips of a cartoon elephant eating cotton candy. So if you just think about one area of AI, right, which is video, there's the avatars that you can create, which are now, becoming so good, it's scary.
Yes, it is scary.
And I'll be upfront. I'm a very big believer in never putting out any AI without disclosing that it's AI.
Right. I believe in that too.
Yeah. Because I don't like this, an AI phone call, and then you're trying to act like it's real, or a chat bot trying to act like it's real. And besides,
that's why I like the avatars on the chat bot.
Yeah.
You can see it's an avatar.
Well, but now you can't. So we put out an ad that was a girl in a car just kind of talking. They took my same ad, an ad that has made us plenty of money. Right? I wasn't even a believer in it. They put this avatar, and for the first time, it was so good that the girl is outselling me right now. So this is a major, major, major shift, because I just sort of like always wrote it off as like a thing, But what's great is, like for TikTok, and we don't know the future of TikTok, only time will tell. But admittedly, we never could figure out how to get it to work. Like we just could not get ads to work. And all of a sudden we start running these AI ads, like a girl saying the words that I said, and all of a sudden we're popping. So there's so many avenues. So when you say, well, what should you do with AI? The answer to that is, what do you need? What's your number one priority? And then use AI to tackle that, and start thinking about the fact that, because you have, like, traditionally the bottleneck is you need good people.
Right.
Okay. Now you don't need as good of people. You can get smart people who can use these tools and produce so much more. So what you want to do is go, okay, this is an opportunity, or this is a problem. How can we use AI to solve this? And then go to the next one, then go to the next one. And it's a whole new world. And the thing is, I know it's so hyped and people are sick and tired of hearing about it.
I love it personally.
It's really...
It's a game changer.
It is. So there is no like, do this. It's like, what do you need? And then if you can get basic training like we offer, or other people offer, or, if you're one of those people that just likes to spend their, all day on YouTube, it doesn't matter. The solution's out there and you'll find it if you go looking for it.
Wow. So what are 3 tips that you would give a speaker, coach, or an entrepreneur that's just starting their business on how to build a platform for their business using AI?
I love it. So just imagining that AI is doing everything that you do is now with AI.
Right.
Okay? AI is now a team member for you if you've got a chatbot that works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's an employee that sits right next to you.
They're not in the Philippines.
Right. Well, what's great is we have 20 people in the Philippines who now all have AI working with them. So
wow.
if your team is empowered with AI, your staff just doubles. Like,
can we say that again? Did you guys hear that? Your staff just doubles. Wow. So it's a game changer. It will allow somebody just starting out to appear much bigger.
Oh, absolutely. And if you use nothing else, because there's a million tools for a million different functions, if all you did is learn how to use ChatGPT, okay, and I'll teach you how to use it in 30 seconds effectively. It's not at all hard to use. The key is that you use it each and every day. You download the app on your phone, and no matter what you do, you just imagine that you had the smartest sidekick in the entire world with you at all times. Doesn't matter what you're trying to do. You just say, hey, like for example, we wanted to become HIPAA compliant, right? Normally a very painful, long, tedious process. You got to hire these people. Well, anytime that you want to get something done on ChatGPT, this is because all these people talk about prompt engineering.
Right.
All right. How do you write a good prompt in ChatGPT? You say, ChatGPT, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to become HIPAA compliant. And I need to do all of the steps needed, all of the legal paperwork, everything that we need so that we are compliant. What information do you need from me to help make sure that happens? And it goes, okay, I need to know, right? Okay, answer the questions. And next thing you know, it's spitting out all the legal contracts, all the SOPs, all the manuals. I mean, it's all laid out.
Wow.
To the point where we just go to an attorney and we just say, hey,
here it is.
Can we 2 hours of your time? Is that all right? Can we just buy 2 hours of your time? Great. Poke holes in this, but it's just, the key is just using it and not feeling like you need to know how to use it, because if you don't know what to do, you just ask it and it will tell you.
Wow. So Matt, how can people find you?
BotBuilders.com is our website. I'm trying to get going on social media.
You're doing it on social media.
I'm viewed millions and millions of times a month, but it's all from paid ads. I'm a traditional kind of direct response marketer, but I'm learning a little bit from Lea here and really trying to, to get in the game. But if you go to BotBuilders.com, you can learn more about our products and services. And the most important thing is, even if you just start, we have a free training, just start there. Even if you don't, just get enough of an understanding so you can think about how to use AI. That is the most important thing. Pull yourself out of the business. It's all so cliche, don't work. Don't work in your business, work on it, right? But you have to get out and you have to think bigger. It's your opportunity to expand, to grow, and to really be able to produce more at a higher quality in less time.
Wow. So will you come back, Matt?
I'll be here. You just tell me where to be.
Okay. It'll be right here. I would love for you to be our AI specialist for Speaker Life, because as you know, one of my passions for starting this channel and even Speaker Life magazine is because there's a lot of bad and disinformation out there.
Absolutely.
And I want to be the number one resource for speakers, coaches, and entrepreneurs. And it's people like you that are going to help me make it happen.
Love it. And this is a group of people very near and dear to my heart. I'm a big
believer.
believer.
We're the same target demographic.
Yeah. All the AI in the world, there's nothing that's ever going to replace making a real connection with other human beings. And if AI is the tool that helps you get in front of more people, then I'm all for it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure.
Thank you for joining us today. Matt is amazing. He'll be back again. So if you like this video, I hope that you'll hit the like and subscribe button below.